and then a big drop. And here, there's not much to the shot, but notice it's the body rotating, sinking down. And as you rotate the body, that's what helps this blade stick. So if I just go ahead and do this, the blow is going to striking down. See, it's not sinking. If you go ahead and rotate, and here, the blade changes as it's sticking, and it's going to sink down there. See that works?
Can you do that same thing, sorry, as the last one? On the same side?
You can, yeah. So we just do we got the Nike swoosh.
Yep.
So you have the Nike swoosh in here, the body shot, and then it's down lower. But with the body shot, you also have the possibility of really, I'll raise up on my toes in here. I'll elevate myself. So as you come down, you've got more of the dynamic shift in your. Does that make sense?
What I was getting at is ones when I'm saying you actually come into that and you bring it right down and you manage to get your head right down.
Oh, so you're talking about the offside body. So there's a different one, you know, where you're stepping and coming in here and you do the. Yeah, so that's a different shot. And that's using the waves on the ocean. With my shield here, everything is like I'm stepping almost past my opponent on the side. I've got the shield here. Now, as I'm flexing that left knee and rotating, look at this natural clearing motion for the shield. This clears everything out of the way, so their shield gets held. Ideally, you don't want to make contact with the shield. You don't want to take the shield and move it out of the way, because that gives them a reason to be concerned. Again, there is no cause for alarm. So you step here, you do this, and you get right behind their shield. And so they're not concerned. They think that, oh, I have time to block this. They start moving the shield over, and then they're, oh, crap. They can't move their shield, and they have that momentary panic right as you hit them. So when we come in here and doing this, now a lot of times we've been doing this shot in here, like that. So the step, we're doing the offside body. Again, there's lots of different types of offside body. But as you step in here and as you rotate, notice that this motion in here, I'm not moving my arm relative to my body. You see, so again, this center, the balance point of the sword is near my center rotation. So this would be right on top of my head. So this is a very neutral position for the sword to be. But I want the sword to be traveling in this plane. So I've got this right behind my forehead, and as I rotate around, I've got that power here. Now, the other thing I'm going to add to that is as I'm coming, if you lean back, you can actually extend the arm completely, so I can deliver an entire rotation of the sword to the target. And that's just by going ahead and pulling this hip back. When I pull this hip back, I have room to extend my sword. If I stay close in here and I'm doing this, I can't extend my sword because the target's in the way. Does that make sense? So there's other types of doing offside bodies. There's one where it's basically it's a rolling motion here where you're coming up like for a rising head step, and then the sword just rolls over and comes into the armpit. Just trust that the little roll is going to be here and come in there. It's a pretty constant one. You can come up over your opponent here. You can just do the raising your elbow, and that goes into their armpit. So if this was, if he had his arm up and he's fighting here for the shield, raising up in here, that's just the chicken wing. But notice that it's also pulling the hip back in order to make contact there. So that's a couple different offside body types that you can do. The other thing we had talked about the other day, if you're not an evil lefty but decided to thank you, and you've got a shield in this hand, if I'm stepping off line over into here, this shield is more than likely to follow me. So what I'll do is I'll be in stance here. I'm going to leave my sword here. I'm going to go ahead and move the sword to my other side of the body, but I've stepped over here. And so from here, I've got this shot that finishes straight down the middle. And the whole thing is set up because he's going to follow my body. Like, and it really is a stepping up and dropping. That's sort of right down the middle of his body.
Incredibly lucky catching.
Yeah. Nice
So
to happen.
instead of you trying to follow your opponent's sword instead of their shield, or instead of their body, or just keep an eye on what they're trying to do.
You need to be aware of what the threats are.